Now, Lieutenant Baird, begin with the last time we saw each other.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my GearsOfWar Judgement Insane Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the final section to the downtown Halvo Bay level. This is Overlook, section 7. So on this mission, to do the declassified and get all 3 stars, you're going to have to turn on a modifier that makes the visibility very low. It doesn't necessarily add all that much challenge, but what it does do is it makes it difficult to assess the threat of what's around you. And, you know, compared to some of the challenges it could have been, it's probably easier because of that. But in the grand scheme of things, it ain't easy. And this mission itself is going to take you a couple of tries just because the final wave is brutal. It's an endurance run. This is a defend the area moment. And there's blood mounts that destroy your team, that destroy you. There's the Fury guys, the Ragers, and there's just everything. There's even a Reaver that turns up towards the end, which can easily kill you, and you don't even know why it killed you. But it's just one of those sections where you're going to die a few times until you get that run that gets you through it. And what I like to do is I like to set up the turrets. There's 3 of them. There's 2 Nashers and 1 range sentinel. I put them all over in this back corner over here. And I've played around with the assortment of how I put them. It doesn't seem to matter where you put them as long as you've got them there as a presence. That one that I've got behind the door to the left, he's just chilling out. He's actually not that great of a turret, but fingers crossed it'll do its job. I would have moved it in retrospect and put it perhaps a bit further into the action zone, but it does what I need it to do. It's to stop anything moving through the room, but nothing moves through the room usually, which is kind of funny. Where I'm stood now, this is grenades on this spawn, but every so often it will spawn a Bushka, the grenade launcher that's new to this game, and that weapon is fantastic at killing things. And you're going to see on the last wave, because the first 2 waves are pretty simple, but on the last wave I'm going to get that Bushka, and it's going to really help me against the blood mounts. And what we're going to do is, or what I do, should I say, is I use the tripwires from the crossbow to make a fallback line where those turrets are. So if I get, if all my team is dead and I'm getting rushed by blood mounts and I don't want to die, I've given myself an opportunity to run back into a corner which is going to have guns defending me and tripwires defending me just in case, and hopefully they will kill whatever's following me and give me an opportunity to recover. That's the logic behind it. Another good strategy I found was sticking in this room. If you put the turrets in this room and you stay in this room, you can defend it a lot better than you'd think you'd be able to. And it all stems from the fact that the AI has trouble pathing past the doors. Like, blood mounts will get stuck in the doors. Boomers and stuff will have trouble getting through the doors. Your team will block the doors. It's a lot more defendable than you'd think. The thing I don't like is the windows. There's so many opportunities to get in this room that I preferred it out here, because when you go to the corner that you've not even seen yet, thanks to all the action, but when you go down there, there's no other way to get in that corner except this one path. And although there is a balcony-esque to it so you can be shot if you're out of cover, it's still a lot safer than any other part of the map. And I did try the enemy spawn point, which is completely the opposite way I'm looking now. It's just all the way down there into the fog. And it's quite deep, you can go really far down into it, and I survived all the way up until the blood mount wave, and then 2 blood mounts came in and I didn't have anything to stop them. But I was just experimenting, because when I get to a section like this on a game, and I know everybody's going to have trouble with this bit, because it's one of those bits, they expect you to defend like 50 locust in a wave without a checkpoint, and there's heavies and all sorts. It's like the final wave of Horde, A little bit of luck is needed all the time with stuff like this, because if something flanks you, if a blood mount sneaks up on you, which they do, if you get double tapped by the Ragers, it can go bad really quick. That guy's got a Lancer, he can chainsaw you. There's a lot of shit that can happen. And it's just one of those moments where it's going to be tough, so I try and find just the stupidest, most simple thing to get away from a challenge in this moment. And for me, that usually means going and standing in a spot that the developers never thought you would. And it nearly worked, it just didn't. So I've got the Retro Lancer because it's absolutely fantastic against the bigger enemies. You don't have to worry about accuracy, you can just put everything you've got into them. I've also got 3 of the Regeneration Grenades, which are amazing actually. I didn't use them through the full game, but they came in handy here. Because if your entire team is down and you throw one of these grenades, it's going to revive them. And that is just the coolest thing. I can imagine it being a pain in the ass in the multiplayer, but at the same time I can imagine you can have some really good clutch moments where you survive somehow. So it's just one of those things where it's relative to the scenario. But this is my little fortification that I'm going to set up. But once again, if you want to hit the big things, do them slightly higher. If you want them to hit everything, do them low. I just wanted to make sure that I had a few lasers covering my ass on this moment. There's the Bushka. So I just swapped out the Retro Lancer for the Bushka. I've now got my little crazy defensive hidey hole over here. And this is, I believe, the final wave. And this is a really long wave, this one. This is when shit gets really serious. And I don't mind the lack of visibility, it's the fact that your reticle doesn't go red. You know, my entire body's waiting for that reticle to go red so I can know I'm going to hit something, and it doesn't, and it really throws me off. But the Countess need to die, because they summon tickers, and tickers, like, they might be the smallest and weakest thing on the game, but they're the most fucking lethal. They're so bad. They really are. The bastards of war, that's what I call them. They can kill you, they can kill your team, they can get rid of all your fortifications. Tickers, do not underestimate them. Like, even in beast mode, tickers are bosses in beast mode if you use them right. But for the most, what we're doing here is we're biding our time, killing as much as we can with the Lancer, coming back in this room for the infinite ammo cache that's there. And as soon as the blood mounts turn up, which they will, and they always come in pairs of 2, they're going to strip your team down. So you need to get them grouped together and start hitting them with that Bushka. If you've carried any guns into this level, which I advise you to do if you can somehow, like during the first few waves, if you can pick up a boom shot, which can be tough because on this game they fall through the floor, they turn into little fanny packs instead of guns, it doesn't make any sense. I'm firing the Bushka, so I assume something heavy's turned up, but I can't see on this monitor. My TV must have given me better visibility. Ah, blood mounts. There is one. I'm not doing the best job of maximising my damage output though, so I would recommend using this more intelligently. You could put the Nasher turret up towards the other doorway, because the Nasher turret destroys the blood mounts. It's really good for that. But there's a jib bonus, so something's died. I can't see a damn thing. I'm just making sure nothing comes my way, nothing flanks me, keep as safe as possible. You know, it's not the most manly approach, but it works, and that's what counts. Right, Grenadiers, these guys are assholes. They will sit back and throw grenades at you like it's their job. Absolutely hate the grenades on this game. Ooh, there's the blood mount, there's the turret. There's a dead blood mount, you see? Nashers, God, they're so good against that. Really, really useful. There's 2 of them there. Knocked the rider off. Blood mount's still going, the second one's just in there too. Lance it for days, taking hits, need to get in cover. Ah, the range turret's just got knackered. There's a Countess doing his little song of his people. Terrible song. And the turret's back up, so hopefully we've got this under control. Couldn't tell if that was my team or the bad guys, so I need to come in here. There's the Onyx cache to refill the Bushka. Absolutely love those Onyx refills. Couple more blood mounts. Sound like a flamer. God. Like, this sequence would be so much more fun if you could see. It really would be. I'd prefer it to be, you know, denser waves or tougher fortifications or something. Because this is just silly. It's just, you know, here's Whiteout with Kate Beckinsale, and here's a bunch of stuff to shoot that you can't tell if it's your team or not. But getting towards the midway point of the wave now, there is very close to the 3rd star. As soon as your team says Reaver, that's when shit gets a bit serious, because the Reavers can kill you so quickly, it's not even fun. That is a rager. You need to be watching those guys. They're not a tough enemy. You know, if you shoot them in the face, they go down pretty quick. If you headshot them, they don't even turn into a rager. If you chainsaw them, they don't even turn into a rager. But if they do, one punch and you're dead. And they chase you like a bastard. There's a Countess. Someone's chainsawing something. There's an execution. There's a dead Countess. Couple more points. A couple of active reloads. I can hear something to the right of me. There's a normal prize box, which is generally just XP, which is bullshit. If you're going to give me a prize box, give me more than XP, please. I'd like to see something fun, like those disgusting-looking camouflages that I'll never use. You know, here's shocking pink and dog-sick green. What a fantastic combination of colours. There's the Nasher, keeping me safe. What a boss. There's the final star. And the only hard part about this section is the fact that you can die now, and you've got to do it all again. And I can understand it adding challenge, I can understand it giving it, you know, this almost Battle of Thermopylae feeling, but at the same time, it's really difficult to enjoy these moments, because you know you're a second away from dying at any possible moment. You know, I mean, right there, I was real close, and something just blew up. I don't know how the hell I'm alive. You know, that could have gone so much worse, but it didn't, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the run where you get favoured. That's what blew me up. Reavers have turned up. These things are so dangerous. You want to make sure you keep a piece of geometry in between you and them at all times, just to stop that missile from hitting you. Because if that missile hits you, it doesn't even have to land near you to kill you. It's that powerful. And this is where you're hoping that your team's going to do some good, and just do not get clipped by that missile. God, it's so terrible. So what I do here is I put that column in between me and the Reaver, and every time he fires it, it hits the column, and I can still hit him. So I'm perfectly safe now. The only thing that can happen here is if something flanks me, and I don't think it does. As soon as he goes down, both the Reavers are dead. There you go, an end of a very challenging section. So good luck with it, guys. Hopefully you'll get the 3 stars, and you're one step closer to getting to the end and getting those achievements. So thank you for watching, and you take care now.